Hi, thanks for coming to watch Dr. School with Dr. Crystal. I'm here tonight to share the theme of the week, which is the word routine. And this word has been really important to me because I've been thinking about just recently, one of the things that I'm really grateful for over the summer, I really shifted my morning routine into trying some new practices that have been so rewarding and so helpful in terms of me being able to get to a deeper level of reflection. As you may have noticed, I've been doing morning routines. I've done some lives outside on the patio, just in nature, listening to birds, listening to the sounds of the wind, watching the sun continue to rise. I'm actually on the opposite side of the house of the sunrise, but just being outside and feeling the earth under my feet and enjoying the fresh air has been such an important part of my morning routine this summer. And I am in a new space, I'm in a new city, I am definitely finding my bearings. All adjustments can be an opportunity to kind of shake up a routine and find what works for you, what you need to reconsider. We've talked before about the importance of alignment. That was the very first word of the week. And how do we make sure that our lifestyle, and especially our careers and the projects and the things that we are beholden to or obligated to do, are aligned with our core values and our desires for our lives. So I like to always start each episode with an affirmation. I often start my morning routines with an affirmation. And my affirmation that I'm going to invite you to consider for this week is, I'm in the right place right now for this season. I'm in the right place right now for this season. I'm in the right place right now for this season. And so this affirmation is also very special because I think affirmations are words that can kind of remind us of what we know. And when we say them with meaning and feeling, they not only change our mindset, but they can also inspire our behavior. They can inspire growth. They can really open us up to receive the blessings and the gifts that we want in our lives. And especially this one, because I think it also invites a spirit of gratitude in terms of reminding us that where we are is where we're supposed to be. I came up with this affirmation because I was thinking about last week. At the end of last week, the word of the week was to reflect. And I was thinking about reflection and the role that reflection plays in teaching. And definitely go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it. And how reflection also invites us to be present, not just before a class, but during a class and after a class. But reflection has the same role in our personal lives. Putting aside teaching and a career in higher education, we have to be reflective at various times in our career, various times in the day. But reflection really encourages us to be present. It says, how do I feel? What am I thinking? Why am I thinking that? Why am I feeling that? It also invites us to think about what are the routines that ground us and that help us feel present and that help us connect with people on a deeper level. We can't really be grounded if we're not present. And so for some people, taking a deep breath can be a grounding period. Cause a period of grounding and can help them feel more present and in touch with the spirit, whatever experience they're going through. I know as an educator, I like to open every class with a check-in period. In the check-in period, which I taught last night, I decided to start with an affirmation, and I gave them an affirmation that was fill in the blank. So I'm trying to invite them to practice a new routine with me. I'm trying to establish a routine with them. And the routine that I want to establish is to get them to check in with themselves, to be present, to acknowledge what does it mean to be in this space. It's a virtual space with me, setting aside 2 hours and 20 minutes to learn something new and to expose themselves maybe to a different thought process or a different, process than they normally would. These are graduating seniors, so they've got a lot on their plates. They're adult students. And so the affirmation that I invited them to consider last night, our routine was, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be a blank because I'm able to blank. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be a blank because I'm able to blank. So for me, I'm an educator. I'm going to have to stop this. So I guess I want to say that what happened last night was my attempt to invite a new technique into the opening of my class to create a ritual that it's a small class, it's 7 people, that we will begin to practice together for the opening of class. And although the answers that I got were very superficial, they were probably normal for a bunch of people who don't know each other in this kind of opportunity to be vulnerable in an intimate setting. We meet on Monday nights. Last week was a holiday, so we didn't meet. So this was really the second time we were ever together. And 2 people who were there weren't enrolled late, so they weren't even there before the first night, which was the very first day of school as well. So I modeled the activity by starting with, I'm grateful to be an educator because I'm able to share a journey with my students and observe them transform through the learning experience. That's not exactly what I said, but that was the gist of it. So I had been reflecting actually all week because I am in an interesting season in my career, and I feel that it's important for me to savor these 3 classes and to savor this fall semester because there is some uncertainty on what I'll be doing in the coming couple of years. I want to be really honest with myself about the things that I really love about teaching and the things I really love about being present with my students. And so I want to be more intentional about creating experiences and rituals and routines that honor and celebrate this experience, this learning space that we have together, and this shared opportunity to create meaning out of what we're learning. And so I'm looking at everything that I normally do with new eyes, with fresh eyes, you might say. And one of the things that I believe in is opening routines and closing routines. I also believe in transitions and shifts, but that's for another video. So an opening routine for a 2.5 hour class is really important because people are coming from work or kids or dinner, and they need an opportunity to get present and to ground themselves into the learning space. And so most of them said they were grateful for the opportunity to be a student. One person talked about family. I don't remember what the others were, but most of them are excited to be back in school. They're seniors, so it's their last years. In some cases, it's their last semester. And so we are in a new season. The beginning of a school year is a fabulous season. It is the end of the summer season. It's the summer solstice. And oh my gosh, it's going so fast. I can't believe it's already like September 12th. Like, how did September get so far gone? So I'm looking at the trees in the morning and taking pictures about how the leaves are already beginning to turn. I remember being here in winter months in years past where the leaves were all gone from the trees. I only come here a couple times a year, so it'll be interesting to be in this space on a daily basis and see how gradual Mother Nature shifts. These are the types of things that you don't really get to experience when you live in downtown Chicago, as I did for quite a while. And so I've been reflecting a lot on what does it mean to embrace the gradual changing of the seasons. And so how can we celebrate the shifts in the season? How can we stay present and honor the shifts in the season? How can we create rituals that allow us to stay grounded and present in each of the seasons? How do we exhale and learn to trust the process, learn to trust ourselves, and learn to believe that we are in the right time and the right place for whatever season we're in. I personally thought the affirmation we started with today is one that I'm going to use the rest of this week. It's one that I wrote yesterday, Monday, it's Tuesday, and it really is really resonating with me. I read a set of affirmations that I've written years ago, and I also write new ones from time to time. It's been a very meaningful practice for me. And so thinking about the fact that I am in the right place right now for this season is very affirming. And so I invite you to think about, if you have some angst, if you have some uncertainty, if you are feeling the tension of believing or some doubt about if you're in the right place, I invite you to consider that you are in the right place right now for this season, because you're there. If you weren't in the right place right now for this season, you wouldn't be there. So there is a belief. I'm a woman who believes in the power of our divine creator, which I call God, to move us where we're supposed to be, inspire us, and prompt us to do things at certain times. And so I know for me, I have not always listened and responded to the prompting of God's spirit to do certain things. And so whatever that spirit or higher power is for you that guides you, I invite you to trust that you are where you're supposed to be in this right season. And if and when you're supposed to move, that too will be at the right time and at the right speed. And so the word of the week routine is really inviting you to look at, it's a combination of this idea of reflection. How do we create routines for ourselves to allow reflection to be part of our daily practice? So whatever your new season is, it might be a new job, new city, new house, new relationship, new research project, new supervisor, new boss. It could be anything. There's always something going on. So whatever that goal is, I invite you to create a ritual to honor that you're in the right place. Whatever the new thing is, you are still in the right place at the right time for this season. And acceptance is another important word that we've had before. That the gradual shifting that you feel or the tension that you feel is also right, that you're going to be okay, that it's okay to feel that angst, and that everything that you need to be aligned with this season you have the capacity for that you can trust yourself to make good decisions and to take time to slow down and to create these routines to honor the growth that you're going through. And so that is really sort of all that I have written in my notes for today that I wanted to share with you in this video. And I just want to say that I also close out my class with an important ritual. And that ritual, it's usually an open Q&A, some form of announcements. But I always like to end thanking them for coming to class, because that means that I'm thanking them for making a decision to invest in themselves, in their learning, and in the work that it takes to accomplish their academic goals. And so on a similar vein, I am thanking you for taking the time to be in my channel and to watch this episode and to think about routines and to think about what you're doing to invest in yourself in this season, to remind yourself and to honor yourself and to honor the process that you're going through to grow and become the type of educator, scholar, professor, administrator that you really are desiring to be. We all have the ability to make an impact, and your impact matters. Your investment in yourself matters. That's the key, in my opinion, to being a high impact professor. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode.